Now you're probably all wondering, why am I doing a Smallville review on a Thursday? It was very simple. Tomorrow I'm going to be very busy. I'm going to see The Book of Eli starring Denzel Washington, and I'm going to a friend's birthday party straight after. So I'm going to be pretty busy. And then I'm going to see Avatar again for the third time on Saturday, so I can't wait. Right, so I'm kicking off this one with, this is the last break, as it were, of Smallville reviews till Season 9 of Smallville returns next week with Disciple, where the Dark Archer comes back to settle the score with Oliver Queen. So that'll be interesting. So tonight's episode that I've watched was from Season 4, and it was episode 6, sorry, titled Transference. Now this was suggested by one of my followers on Twitter last week, and I thought to myself, actually that's a very good episode for me to actually do a review on, because following on from Descent, where Lionel is killed by Lex, for me this episode was in some ways the turning point for Lionel to find out a bit more about Clark. He obviously, this episode is where Clark hears this ringing noise, and it traces back to one of the stones, sacred elements, and he finds Lex with Lionel in prison, and just as they're about to shake hands, Clark intervenes, and he and Lex, not Lex, I keep saying Lex, God, he and Lionel switch places. So it's like a Freaky Friday moment. So if you've seen the movie Freaky Friday, you'll know exactly what I mean. And so Clark is in Lionel's body, Lionel is in Clark's body. So for me, as I said, it's, even though at the end of the episode, when they switch places, when they switch back, Lionel's basically telling the Doctor that he doesn't recall the past few days. So it's a question of, well, if he couldn't remember those past few days, how is he now? You know, when he got to, you know, you get to Season 8. From that point to Season 8, it's like, why did you then pursue Clark Kent? Why did you want to know all about him? So my guess is, somewhere in the back of his mind, he was intrigued, because when he was, you know, as he was Clark Kent, there he was pretending to be Clark in front of his mum, his dad, Chloe, and Lana, and Lex as well, you know. But they could pretty much see, I mean, Lex in particular, anyway, could see that that wasn't Clark. And Lex was the only one out of all of them that Lionel bumped into. Lex was the only one who realised that Clark was not Clark Kent. He was Lionel Luthor. His mum had no idea till Clark, you know, in Lionel's body, invited his mum to the prison where he was staying, and basically convinced her that he is Clark Kent. So that's when his mum gets cautious. She tries to warn Jonathan, but it's almost too late for Jonathan. But by this point, Clark, or rather Lionel, has shaken the emotions of both Lana and Chloe. You know, there's the one scene where he's alone with Chloe in the torch, and just when he's about to kiss her and everything, and it's the build up, and you can tell that in some ways Chloe's kind of scared at first, thinking, what's going on here, why are you behaving like this? But then just as they're about to kiss, she feels that the emotion rising in her, and then as soon as he steps back and he says, "Don't you wish?" and then walks off, I was like, oh my god, that is so cruel. I mean, seriously, it really is cruel. But then when he forces himself onto Lana, it was a whole different story altogether. But then Lionel catches Lana and Jason Teague, because this is the season where Jason and Lana are seeing each other a bit more and everything. But Lana thinks that Clark was the one who, you know, let out that her and Jason were seeing each other, so therefore Jason lost his job, which in fact it wasn't, because we do soon find out during season 4 that it was actually Lex who got rid of Jason. So yeah, I mean, as I feel, this episode was pretty much the epitome of, you know, Lionel finding out a bit more about Clark. It was the turning point, I feel. Obviously we know after this episode Lionel becomes this changed man. All of a sudden he becomes like this devoted Christian of some sort in some ways. He's like a new person when he learns that his liver disease that he's had, that's nearly killed him, is just suddenly eradicated, totally gone. So yeah, nice surprise for Lionel. But that's it. So next week sees the return of Smallville season 9. I can't wait. Slight minor thing. The second week, well, not next week, but the week after, on the 29th, I won't be here. I will be in Aberdeen, in Scotland, visiting some friends. So I'm going to find a way of watching Smallville and doing a review and posting it online. So don't fear it just yet, people. I'm working on it, okay? Please, I am working on it, because it is an interesting episode. It's titled Warrior, and it sees the return of Zatanna, played by the sexy Serinda Swan. We all remember her from Hex, don't we? Yeah. So don't fear. As I say, I'll let you know next week exactly what the plans are and what's happening, and then we'll take it from there. So just want to say thank you all for watching, and yay for Smallville season 9. Woo! Good night.